And I'm very delighted because horses hold a near and dear spot in my heart to welcome Mark Sindel. And Mark is on the board of the Redwing Horse Sanctuary. And he will tell you exactly what that is and where they are, and for all of us who love horses, how we can get involved and help. So welcome to the program, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the sanctuary. I think some people, I know that I personally had heard of it for many years, but I didn't really know where it was or how it operated. So fill us in.
Well, essentially, it got its start on the peninsula, actually, just south of Carmel, on Highway 1. There was an estate that indicated that they would allow horses that needed to be rescued or cared for. I don't have all the details on that, but essentially that was in 1991. And from that, at some point, the estate decided the property needed to go into other uses. A fellow by the name of Jack Clifton, who was around at the time, said, you know what, let me look around for some property, and we'll see if we can help you out. And he was active at that time. So as he shopped around, he looked in Oregon and found this 160-acre hay farm down in Lockwood, California, in South Monterey County.
And tell everyone where Lockwood is, because I confess I had to look it up.
Well, Lockwood is a remote area. If anybody's gone to Lake San Antonio,
yes,
down there, it is essentially on the way to Lake San Antonio. You go down Halone Road off of 101 prior to the King City Bridge, and you'll see all kinds of signs. Mission San Antonio is down there.
Okay, right.
One of the greatest missions, as far as we're concerned, left in the state of California.
Yes.
Much of it is in its original form. A little sidebar note is we are quickly becoming a well-known wine destination.
Well, we're getting lots of reasons to go down.
For great wine, yes. Absolutely. It is remote. We have.
How far south of Salinas? How long does it take to get down there, would you say?
From Salinas, it's an hour and 15 minutes.
Hour and 15,
and approximately 76 miles.
Okay, oh, that gives me a good idea.
Yeah.
Great.
No,
okay.
and it's a good visit. And again, Redwing Horse Sanctuary was the property in Lockwood. Mr. Clifton found the property, purchased it himself, and then set about preparing the ranch for movement of approximately 40 horses from the Carmel facility.
Wow.
So big venture. There were no existing safe fences or gates, and he and other volunteers set about preparing this ranch. It's 160 acres, and right now we utilize all but about 60 acres of it.
Right. And I understand that part of the thinking behind the sanctuary is that when horses were being rescued and put in adoptive homes or foster homes, if you will, that wasn't always working out that well, and so an additional measure needed to be taken.
That's correct. That's correct. Originally, and that was in the very beginning, what they did do is they would rescue the horses, rehab them, possibly do some training with them, and then adopt them out. What began to happen is not all, but many ended up back in sales yards or had to be reclaimed or seized by SPCA or other agencies. So it didn't work out, and at that point the mission, those that were involved with it, with the Red Wings organization, decided that we needed to change the course of the mission. And that then became to rescue and provide sanctuary.
Yes.
As time has gone on, we've gone into a fostering program also, where those horses that we've rehabbed have become healthy, certainly are maybe even serviceable, but can be pasture mates or whatever. If anybody would like to foster them, we have a full fostering program. So
give us an overview, Mark, if you will, of what might be a typical journey for an animal that you rescue, a horse that you rescue. Begin kind of early, very beginning.
Okay.
If you would, please.
Well, essentially, we don't necessarily rescue. We're not in the seizure business. That typically could be Sheriff's Department, certainly the SPCA,
right.
humane societies that have gone about through their venues of rescuing the animals.
I see.
At that
Okay.
point, we are then contacted to see if we have room in our facility or now facilities, and then we make a determination through our board whether to accept and whether, in fact, we can handle the situation. So that's kind of a brief summary, but essentially that's how it occurs.
So what would make a horse need to be rescued? Talk to us about some of the reality that's happening out there.
Well, I can actually just, the executive director, Linda Plum, prepared the mission statement, and in it is built in. Essentially, the mission of Redwing Sanctuary officially is to eliminate the causes of equine suffering through education and community outreach, rescue abused and neglected equines, and provide permanent sanctuary or selected foster homes for those equines. So that's essentially our current mission, and it really has been for some time now. So at this point, however, our capacity is at the maximum. We have not taken in any horses for approximately a year and a half.
Oh my.
But that's what we hope to happen is through our fostering program that we will begin to free up space, as it is, and be able to manage that.
So how many staff do you have to take care of the horses that are on property?
We have just an outstanding staff. We have 3 salaried employees. Linda Plum is the executive director who oversees the ranch operations, communicates with fundraising, manages the accounting, etc. Highly skilled lady. Paula Germain is the equine care supervisor who oversees the overall management of the animals, of course, fencing, safe operations, medications, hay purchasing. It's a massive job, and her assistant is Jane Davidson. All of these ladies are accomplished equestrians. Linda still ranches. Paula is active in the cow horse work. Jane is a dressage lady.
Really?
Very accomplished ladies, know what they're doing, and are excellent with horses. And you have to be. With 84 horses to manage, and it's everything from wild burros from the Mojave Desert, wild Mustangs. We have, let's see, there's 14 burros, 26 Mustangs from Montana, 7 draft animals, which can be, some of them are extremely tough to handle.
And large.
And large. And then there's assortment of everything from minis to ex-race horses, ranch horses, rope horses, certainly thoroughbred running horses, quarter running horses. It covers the gamut.
My goodness.
Since they come, many of them from abused or neglected situations, they can be tough to handle. So it takes highly skilled folks to understand and work with these animals. And again, all 3 of these ladies are excellent handlers of animals. There's also 3 ranch hands that, of course, handle the feeding, fence repair, all the things that need to occur on a ranch.
You must go through massive amounts of hay, I'm thinking, as you're talking about this, for 84 horses.
It's, I don't have the official figure, but I believe
massive will do.
there was a price of about $17,000 for a quarter's worth of hay.
Oh my goodness.
A quarter of a year. So it's circuses would have a hard time competing with the daily activity, sometimes of what we have with just 2 people on the ground with 3 ranch hands running around handling this thing. So
now, can people who are interested come out to the sanctuary and see what's going on, or do you discourage that, or what?
Absolutely not. It's just the opposite. We have active volunteers. There's probably up to 60 volunteers that come in and out of the ranch facility in Lockwood. There also is another one, by the way, in Prunedale off of Boulder Canyon Road.
Yes.
That's Ranch Forgotten. There's 6 horses there, run exclusively by volunteers.
And that's called Ranch Forgotten.
Ranch Forgotten.
Oh,
it's
I've
off
not
of Boulder
heard of that.
Canyon. If you want the exact location or who to contact, you would contact Linda Plum, who's the executive director at the main ranch in Lockwood.
And what's the website there, Mark, that
It
people can go
is,
to?
offhand, it is, I just happen to have it right here.
Yes, you do.
At the Red Wings pamphlet. It's redwingshorsesanctuary.org.
Perfect.
Right.
Perfect, thank you. Because I think people might be, and I'm hoping that people will become interested in finding out more about how they can help, and because this is such an important mission, and these animals, it sounds like you're their last hope in a certain way, or a step on their well-being, if you will.
Sure. Well, actually, you know, what the horses have become of more an ambassador to each kind of I don't want to say job that a horse does, but it is. It's not to say that we're targeting any one industry or the backyard owner. It's essentially wherever equine abuse or neglect occur, we're interested in seeing if we can help out.
And Mark, talk to us a little bit about that, because I know that, you know, with financial, economic hard times, as people can be very well intended and still simply cannot keep up the care of an animal. What do you see going on in that?
Well, it is. Managing or having a horse, I mean, it's a fairly romantic idea. It probably
kind of like winemaking, right?
Well, yeah.
Very romantic and a lot of work.
You can leave that alone for a while, but an animal is a living thing.
Absolutely.
And each day it needs to eat, it needs to be fenced and safely managed, and it's a big job. And I think a lot of people get in the middle of it and are overwhelmed. Certainly the economic times, even we're finding even people who have had horses for 25 years are calling up and say, where can we find a home for the horse?
That's right. I'm seeing that with the dogs and the cats.
Exactly.
And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And yet it's wonderful to know that there is something in place, and I'm just thrilled that you guys are doing
We
your
probably
work.
get on average in a week 8 calls and sometimes more.
Really?
To say, we have 33 horses in Medford, Oregon. We need to know what to do with them.
Oh.
Can you help? Just the other day there was a call from Southern California for 14 horses, and I believe it was a rescue seizure operation, and they were overwhelmed. Could you take some horses? So we do work to refer people out, since again we cannot, at this point at least, take on any more, and we assist in that. We also have a program which is called Helping Hooves.
I like that.
And
Helping Hooves.
Yeah, well, no hoof, no horse.
There you go.
That's the first thing.
And that's your special area of interest, I understand?
It is.
Being a farrier?
That's correct. That's correct. But the Helping Hooves program is something where if somebody calls up and says, I can't afford the feed, I've got I got the farrier coming, but I've kept him away for 4 months, and I've got a veterinary fee. Can you help out? We do have a fund where, if that's the case, we have them fill out the form. It's a fairly lengthy form. We put it to a board vote. If we feel that we can afford it and that the need is there, we do provide assistance.
Oh, that's excellent.
So that's something that that we have implemented, particularly this year. Again, economic times are dictating that assistance is needed. So Helping Hooves has begun to be utilized like never before.
Oh, I bet.
So we have helped out a lady in Paso Robles who had 2 animals that essentially she just couldn't keep going. We took hay down to her, assessed her situation, and we assisted her and still are.
Oh, so that's wonderful.
So that can also occur.
Yeah, that's very important. I'm just delighted to hear that, because I know so many people really love their animals and want to care for them, and so that's great that resource is available.
Right.
Tell us about some of your horses. Who have you got out there?
Well, I want to get back to one point you asked.
Please.
It says, can people visit? Absolutely. At the main ranch in Halone, we are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 3 in the afternoon, 10 a.m. in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, and we highly encourage people to stop by. We're always needing volunteers. We have volunteer training. We have level 1 and level 2 training. Paula accommodates that, and that way people are prepared to know how to halter a horse, care for the animal, brush them down, et cetera, et cetera. So yes, come by and visit, have a glass of wine, enjoy an afternoon, maybe go out to the mission and stop by. And if you would like to be a volunteer, we're looking for them. Also, just quickly, we want to get to the horse stories.
No, that's okay.
We have a board of directors, And we have had, I don't want to say we've had problems with getting a full board, but we have 12 seats on the board. Right now we have 7 active. So we are always recruiting board members. And you don't.
What are you looking for in a board member?
Well, I was trying to get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
That's a straight-on question.
That's a straight-on question, because I'm a woman in a hurry here.
I know you are, and I'm trying to stay with you. But essentially, you need not have an interest in horses even. We have all kinds of needs on the board: accounting, finances, business management, everything from construction to all those types of people. It is a massive job to maintain this ranch with the 3 people plus 3 ranch hands. So we're always looking for not only volunteers that have skills, but for our board, we would like them to also be skilled, knowledgeable, and not necessarily about horses. It's a business.
It's a business, absolutely.
With a $650,000 budget.
Wow.
So that's a lot of management.
That's a lot of management. And we're going to have to leave the horse stories for the next time I interview you.
Well, I hope we can come back.
I would love to have you back.
I'll bring pictures next time.
And thank you so much. This has just been really amazing. And
thank you.
I'm very touched by the work that you're doing and the heart that goes into it. And tell them one more time the website.
The website is Redwing Sanctuary, redwingshorsesanctuary.org.
Beautiful. Mark, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.